What's up, Saiyan Army? Welcome to the video. Today we got a new client transformation video for you guys. As always, before we get started, I want to shout out to my client Steve for allowing me to share his transformation and journey with you guys. Secondly, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications. I upload at least one of these transformations every single month to show you guys how to transform your body, how to get healthy step by step, week by week. I see a lot of transformations online that kind of show you the before and after, but they don't show you what happened in between. They talk about it, but in this transformation, we're gonna show you week by week what his macros were, what his cardio was. We're gonna talk about his training and just everything, just to give you guys some motivation, some inspiration to get healthy and start your own transformation. So a little background on Steve. He is 24 years old. He is 6'2", and he's been lifting for 8 years consistently. And we helped him cut down from 197 pounds. So the original program that I put him on was a version of my Super Saiyan 6 program. You can check that out on SaiyanArmy.com. But as you guys will hear in his story, due to coronavirus and the gym shutting down, we had to change up his split, and I created a home bodyweight / resistance band program for him so he can continue to make progress. Another program that I highly recommend you guys to check out is my Saiyan shredding program, and that is also on SaiyanArmy.com. But let's get into Steve's story. This started out just as something to get in shape for a vacation. I've always been really into fitness but struggled to get the physique that I wanted. I'd walk around always in decent shape but not in great shape. When I tried to cut in the past, I'd either quit too early and then binge eat and end up worse than when I started, or I would manage to stick to it but do everything wrong and end up really skinny and lose a lot of my muscle. I wanted to change something and prove to myself that I could get into shape for a vacation, so I sought out professional help. Matt's approach was so refreshing. I was surprised at how much I was able to eat on this cut. His approach of actually taking your metabolism into account and easing into the cut rather than diving into a massive deficit right away made a huge difference. Because of this, I was able to stick with it and stay consistent. Another thing that was key for me was having Matt to hold me accountable. On the days that got tough where I would probably otherwise would have cheated on my diet, that little voice kept popping into my head saying, "Don't overeat. You'll have to report to Matt on Friday." About a week into this, my gym ended up closing down due to coronavirus, which made things challenging. I had to rely solely on home workouts, just consisting of pull-ups, push-ups, and squats. On top of this, the vacation that I originally had signed up for was cancelled. I could have used all this as an excuse, but instead I decided to stay committed to what I originally set out to do. I just accepted the fact that the weights were not an option and made the best of the bad situation with bodyweight exercises. 8 weeks later, I can do more pull-ups and push-ups than I've ever been able to do. I'm leaner than I've ever been, and honestly, don't feel like I've lost any muscle at all. I'm so happy that I stuck to it. Overall, this has been an amazing experience. I thought I knew a lot about fitness and dieting before, but I've learned so much in these last 8 weeks. Excited to make some more gains moving forward. So as you can see in this title, this is a 10-week transformation. Steve initially signed up for 8, but he extended and renewed his coaching for another 8 weeks. So we worked together for 16 weeks total, and I'm just showing you guys the first 10 weeks of it. Here's Steve's starting pictures. As you can see, he has a pretty well-developed physique. I mean, he's been lifting for 8 years now. There are some lagging body parts that I tried to target during his transformation, which is mainly his back and biceps. Everything else is pretty well developed, but I did see that his back and biceps were underdeveloped, which is why I had him do lots of pull-ups and lots of curls, even though he did not have access to the weights, as you guys have heard in his story. Something else that I did with his home workout was I increased his volume and his frequency, just because he wasn't able to lift as heavy as he could in a gym. So that definitely, I think, helped in his progress and in his transformation. Week 1, starting macros: 300 carbs, 65 fats, and 200 grams of proteins. Starting cardio was 1 session of 300 calories, that is LIST cardio, so low intensity steady state cardio. His average weight was 197.8 pounds. So this week, as Steve wasn't super consistent with tracking macros, this was an off week, which is totally normal for most clients, as majority of my clients are brand new to tracking macros. So if you're watching this and you have no idea what I'm talking about, or you feel like this is too much information, it's going over the top of your head, don't worry about it. All my clients started in the same position as a lot of you guys watching this video. They learned how to track macros, they learned how to weigh out their food, they learned their nutrition and their diet. And in my opinion, that is key to having a long-term relationship with your health and fitness, and having longevity and just looking good, feeling good, and being healthy for the rest of your life, is developing that good relationship with food. So here's his week 1 pictures. As you can see, pretty much the same as his starting pictures, and nothing really changed. I will say that Steve is using good lighting wherever he's standing in his bathroom. What it looks like, and his bathroom has damn good lighting, but the lighting remains relatively consistent throughout the entire transformation. Week 2 macros: 275 carbs, 60 fats, and 200 grams of proteins. Cardio was 2 sessions, 300 calories. So we bumped down carbs by 100 calories, we bumped down fats by 5 grams, we increased cardio by 1 session. New average low weigh-in was 195.9 pounds. So he lost about pretty much 2 pounds of water weight, which is totally normal. No, not everyone drops, a lot of water weight. It all depends on what your diet was previously, what your calories were previously, were you binging, how much sodium were you intaking. Something I noticed with a lot of my clients is that prior to them starting coaching, they do end up, having a few cheat days and whatever. They just try to live it up before they get strict. So yes, they'll start losing a lot of that sodium, bloat, and water weight. And here's his week 2 pictures. As you can see, Steve looks a lot better than week 1. Lighting looks a lot better. I'm not sure if he's using a different camera. The pictures look a little bit higher quality. He also, I think, is flexing. I'm not sure if he was flexing in week 1, but his abs are a lot more pronounced. So I just assume he's either flexing or maybe he just wasn't as bloated. His back, he is flexing it a little bit more than week 1. I just tell my clients to stay relaxed in all their progress pictures. Some clients flex, some clients don't. I don't really care as long as they keep it consistent, so I'm able to see, consistent progress and change. Also, from here on out, just so this video isn't over 20 minutes long, we're gonna go to every other week. So we're gonna go to week 4, 6, 8, and 10. But we're also gonna show you all the macros, cardio, and weigh-ins so you guys can still follow along. Week 4. Macros: 275 carbs, 60 fats, 200 grams of protein. So by now, Steve's gym just shut down. He's feeling pretty down, as like all my clients did. But it's all good. This video is to show you guys. And I know, like, right now, lots of places are closing back down, they're shutting back down. Things are getting wild out there, but I want you to know that there's still hope. You guys can still make a change, you guys can still get healthy, you guys can still lose weight, and you guys can still make gains. And I hope that's what you guys take away when you guys watch this video. Cardio: 3 sessions of 300 calories. New average low weigh-in was 194.1 pounds. So a little bit less than a 1.5 pound drop from the week prior to that. So here's his week 4 pictures. As you can see, his abs are getting even leaner. And yes, I can definitely tell he is flexing his abs, but he keeps it consistent for the rest of the transformation. So you guys can see those abs getting deeper and deeper with every single week as he loses that fat. His back looks relatively the same. As I told you guys, it's something that we were definitely working on, and he hit a lot of pull-up and push-up PRs. From the side, shoulders look a little bit more capped. He has pretty decent genetics when it comes to shoulders. He got some of that final form Frieza delt action where it's nice and capped over, but yes, needs to work on his biceps, which is what we're trying to do. Triceps look totally fine in my opinion. Week 6 macros: 250 carbs, 55 fats, and 200 grams of proteins. Cardio was 3 sessions of 300 calories. New average low weigh-in was 192 pounds. So just a 0.9 drop from the previous week. And as I say in every single transformation video, weight loss is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So don't try to rush it. As you guys heard in Steve's story, he's tried to cut a bunch of times and he made the mistake. And this mistake I've seen so many times, and that's people dropping calories way too fast and just not taking their time with the transformation. Don't just brush it off just because you guys don't see some changes after 1 or 2 weeks. Understand, change takes time. It takes time and consistency. Just stay consistent to the plan and just keep on going. Also in week 7, Steve had this to share with me as well. Here's something pretty crazy. The left is yesterday and the right is about 4 years ago. 189 pounds in both pictures. In the one on the right, I'd been cutting for weeks and felt like crap and had no energy and was losing all my muscle. Now the process is so much easier and more enjoyable. Loving this program. Week 8 macros: 250 carbs, 55 fats, and 200 grams of proteins. Cardio was 3 sessions of 300 calories. New average low weigh-in was 188.4 pounds. So right under a 2 pound drop from week 7. And here's his week 8 pictures. As you can see, abs are getting even deeper. He has really good ab genetics in my opinion. His back is definitely looking a lot better. It's definitely looking leaner. And from the side, his delts and arms are definitely capping off a lot more. Chest looks a little bit bigger, but that could just be the lighting. So something I want you guys to understand is when you guys start your cutting transformation, the goal is consistency. Consistency is key with everything. You want to keep everything as consistent as possible, and you want the only variables of change is to be your macros and your cardio sessions. So even your daily activity levels, something that I did do with majority of my clients during this quarantine is I had them start tracking their steps. And reason being is during quarantine, obviously your activity levels are gonna drop tremendously, especially, I mean, depending on where you live, but you know, regardless, when you're not getting up and going to work, for those of you guys who, you know, don't work from home like I do, you know, your activity levels, your steps are gonna drop a lot. All your steps add up every day, and those are calories burned. Those are your TDE, your total daily energy expenditure. And that's why I had my clients start tracking their steps. And I even set step goals for a lot of my clients where their goal was to hit just maybe 5,000 steps a day, 7,000 steps a day, 10,000 steps a day. If you guys watch my last transformation, something I highly recommend to all you guys starting your fitness journey is just start walking. Just start walking, start counting your steps, start tracking how many steps you're taking every single day. For those of you guys will realize a lot of you just take maybe 3,000, 4,000 steps a day, but you increase that to 10,000, you're gonna start seeing some fat loss, you're gonna start seeing some progress without even working out, without even tracking your diet. You're gonna see some progress just by doing that little thing. So that's something I recommend to all you guys, is just set a goal, 10,000 steps a day. You guys will see change and progress. Another question that I get is, why do I recommend walking? Why do I recommend taking steps? And the reason being is it's low impact. It doesn't fatigue your body. It doesn't, you know, hurt your legs. Like if you do a session of HIIT, or if you just start doing cardio or start running hills, you can't do that every single day, especially after the first day. If you're not trained and not used to it, you're gonna feel it in your legs, and it's gonna take a toll on your body. It's gonna disrupt your next leg workout. So that's why walking is so great, because it's low impact and everyone can do it, and it adds up. Week 9. So yes, I told you guys I was gonna do it every other week, but week 9 was a special week. Reason being is we had Steve take a diet break. So after week 8, Steve renewed for his coaching, and he was really happy with where he was at, and he wanted to start reversing his metabolism back up. He was looking forward to the gyms reopening again. So we had him take a diet break. Everything was looking good, every consistency was there. So for that week, he didn't track any of his macros. He ate whatever he was craving. The only rule that I have during diet breaks is just don't binge. You know, keep your activity levels high, enjoy the extra food, eat whatever you're craving. Just don't binge and don't go overboard. Week 10, the final week. Macros: 275 carbs, 55 fats, and 200 grams of protein. So as you see, we bumped up carbs just a little bit from week 8. The reason why we didn't bump it up too crazy is because we just had him take a diet break, so he gained a little bit of weight from that. His average weigh-in for after the diet break was 191 pounds. So his average weigh-in for week 10 was 190.5 pounds. So he just dropped like half a pound of water weight. He's still about 2 pounds up from where he was in week 8, but it's all good. Here's his week 10 pictures. As you can see, Steve's physique looks great, especially comparing week 8 to week 10. His body looks a lot fuller, especially in the delts. His chest looks a lot fuller. Abs look on point. He would have been ready to smash that vacation. His back looks actually relatively more lean than week 8. Although lighting is slightly different. From the side, his arms definitely look a lot fuller. And yeah, he's not carb depleted anymore from the diet break. He obviously had a good time and he's ready to get back at it. So in the coming weeks, all we did was we helped Steve reverse a little bit, bring his calories back up. And his calories, to be honest, didn't change a whole lot from the beginning. Like he started at 300 carbs, he ended at 250 carbs. So he only dropped 200 calories of carbs. Fats just dropped 10 grams. Protein stayed the same throughout the entire transformation. So there was very little I did. And that's just to show you guys how big these small changes are and how important consistency is. You know, you don't have to drop calories as fast as possible. And yes, I'm repeating myself again, but I just want to get that in your guys' head, that slow and steady and consistency always wins the race. You know, even if Steve falls off the wagon in the future and ends up gaining some fat back, he knows how to cut it back down. He knows how to take his time, and hopefully he'll have this skill set for the rest of his life and he'll live a long and healthy life. I'm super proud of this guy, and that's my goal with all my clients. is, and something I have in my email that I send you guys before people start coaching is my goal is to teach people how to fish, not to give them fish. And how you're able to learn how to fish is through time and consistency. Time and consistency yields gains. You'll see that the small changes I make each and every week make a big difference. You'll see that if you stay consistent and disciplined to the program, that you can make change, and you'll see it slowly but surely. Not everything that my clients learn is from me telling them. It's from them learning week to week and seeing the changes in their body, seeing the discipline that they built and developed over the course of 10 weeks. And 10 weeks is a long time. That's 2.5 months of dieting and discipline. You can change your life in that time. You can change your life. You can make a difference. You can get healthy. You know, depends on where you are. Obviously, Steve was already in shape when we started, but I take a lot of clients like 350 pounds plus, and help change their life. You know, it doesn't happen in the blink of an eye. It doesn't happen over the course of 3 months or even 6 months, but progress is all that matters. Progress is key. It doesn't matter how slow you go as long as you're not standing still, okay? Progress is key. Be the turtle, not the hare. And that's how dieting is. That's how you'll succeed in this diet game and this health and fitness game and in life, really. So anyways, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. For those of you guys looking to change your life, looking for online coaching, right now I'm super busy, but I still have a few slots available. You can feel free to email me, gokuflex@gmail.com. If you guys want to check out my program, check out my Super Saiyan 6 program that Steve's currently on, or you can check out my Saiyan Shredding program. I took all the knowledge of all my clients and put them into one program for you guys. Also, make sure to check out my clothing sponsor, Alpha Clothing. Link will be down below in the description. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, like the video. Much love, strength and honor. Aloha.